All right, Donovan, what's your most controversial opinion?
I hate white people. Specifically, I hate white people who play card games.
We have hot takes here. This is a card game that I've played with a couple people, but I've never played it with Donovan or Aidan here. Hello, Aidan.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Basically, we're gonna pull some cards. We're gonna read some spicy opinions.
Okay.
And we're just gonna kind of talk about them, guys.
Awesome.
All will be revealed today. We're gonna really get to know each other today. I don't feel like I know you guys enough. I don't feel like we're that close.
Are you certain of that?
I'm pretty certain of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's all gonna change today.
We're gonna learn today.
That is all going to change today.
I don't feel like
assure
I
you.
know any of your spicy opinions.
No.
Besides the ones that you told Quentin.
And I was holding back in that one.
But
To be
there's no
honest.
holding back this time.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna give you all of you. I'm gonna give you a little stack.
How
We
do
don't
you
have
play
to go
this
through.
game? I forget.
So you just read a card, and then we just talk about it, and then we don't have to necessarily come to a consensus, but we just have to kind of talk about what we think. You know.
What if it gets really heated and we all just hate each other?
Then that's just how the game goes.
What if
That could happen.
we have some really controversial opinions?
There might be some zingers.
Hey, did you have any controversial opinions?
There's a lot of things I could say. There are a lot of things I could say.
We might get into it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
Let's see. You know what? Let's start out. I'm gonna start here. I think this is a fairly tame one. Immortality would be a good thing.
No.
No.
I don't think it would be either.
No.
I don't
Okay,
think that's.
yeah.
I don't think that's
No.
controversial. I think that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be the one to like argue for it, right? Because I know some people would say, but like think of all the time you would have to do stuff.
True.
You
but
could do
have
anything.
you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I have in fact seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
And there's the character that lives forever, and then he becomes a bad guy because he sees everybody he loves die.
What about the sun death of the universe?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Would
But
you?
if you were
No, I
immortal,
don't.
you'd live to see it.
I guess so.
I don't think it'll ever happen. I'm kidding. I don't know.
But what if, right?
Yeah.
At some point, something crazy is gonna happen.
I
The
know.
chance that anything is never zero.
I agree. Yeah. For the record, I would not want to live forever. That sounds
So
awful.
like, does immortality like say that like if a meteor hit the Earth, like you would still be alive? Is that? I guess that's what.
I think so. Yeah. I think you can get hurt, but you can't die.
Yeah.
Which would suck.
Yeah.
Like that would
Yeah.
be absolutely terrible.
You could have limbs removed.
Yeah.
You could be like floating, a head floating in a jar, and
Yeah.
like be fully conscious.
What kind of jar?
A decent variety.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
right.
we all
well,
agree on that.
Yeah, we all agree on that. Some of these we might not agree on, but I thought that one was pretty good. Here, Aidan, why don't you do the next one?
Okay, companies should offer unlimited sick days for their employees.
No.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think
Isn't
so.
it-
You
people
can
would abuse
easily
that.
abuse that.
That is
Yeah.
quite abusive
Uh-huh.
of the employees.
Unlimited? I feel like there's probably like some places that need to offer more sick days. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they don't have sick days for like fast food jobs or retail or anything like that. At most places, I feel like.
Yeah, I think sick days should definitely be offered, and I think like it just depends. Like I don't think you should put on the table like, oh yeah, you get unlimited sick days. I think that's a bad idea, but
Yeah,
there
I
should
agree.
be some leeway, I guess. You know.
They gotta
Yeah.
have some.
Yeah, of course.
You can't just be like
Sure.
a slave to the system.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to go?
It's your turn.
The Beatles are overrated.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
Yep.
I think they're overrated, but I think they probably did a lot of like good things for the music industry, right? Because like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they
I
did.
think I agree with a lot because a lot of people say like music would not be what it is today without the Beatles, and I can see that.
I don't think they're bad at all, but I listen to them and I'm like, oh, that's 60s, 70s rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think they're like the pinnacle of music necessarily, but I think that they are still very admirable. I will say that.
Sure.
I like a lot of their songs, I will say.
And I think that they are a big inspiration for a lot of artists that
Maybe not nowadays, but like definitely like back in like the 80s, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think
80s.
I think that there were some like artists that got inspired by them, and then other artists got inspired by those artists, and you know they kind of like formed a foundation in a sense. You know what I mean?
A lot
know
of people say that, like-
Yeah.
they're the greatest band of all time.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they're of that caliber.
I think they're one of the greatest bands.
No.
I would argue
Metallica's
they
got
are.
some stinkers.
I wonder what the
You'd have
best
to have
one
like
of
a
all time
perfect track record, perfect discography.
See-
Like Metallica's got 10 stinker albums.
But like, I don't know if I agree with that though, because I feel like you have to have some flaws. Like, I don't think anyone can be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they've got some undisputed, like, terrible albums.
That's
Alright,
the thing.
that's fair.
It's all like opinion because someone could say like this album is really good. Some people could say like it sucks.
Yeah.
True.
It's really just like up to opinion.
This depends.
That is
Yeah.
true.
And I feel like people who say like, oh, the Beatles were the best band of all time, I feel like that's mostly like older people.
I know my dad definitely thinks that. They should stop teaching cursive in schools.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, haven't they already stopped teaching it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think they have.
Maybe they have, but
'Cause
As of the
I
date
have,
of the printing of these
Yeah.
cards.
I have younger cousins and stuff, and my younger brother, like, they don't teach him cursive anymore. So,
well,
I'm pretty sure that's already come true.
well, then I think they should start again.
Well, that's the thing, because I've had conversations about this with, like, my grandma and stuff, and she's like, yeah, no, why aren't they teaching them cursive anymore? I'm like, why do they need to learn cursive?
I think if you want to learn cursive, there's more than enough ways for you to learn cursive on your own. I don't think it should be required.
Gen Alpha will never know the struggle of tracing over and over.
Oh, those like
and
lined
over.
papers with the outlines. Yeah,
Yep.
That's true. They will never
I think
understand.
we were kind of
never
one of the
understand
last
it.
generations to actually learn cursive.
I
think
guess
they
so,
stopped
yeah.
doing it after we were in elementary school.
I
Yeah.
have not used it.
Me
I've
neither.
never I write my name in cursive to sign things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's the only time that I use cursive, and even then it's just my name.
Mhm.
I only need to know how to.
I
write
don't
my
even
name.
do like I actually forgot how to write in cursive,
Yeah.
and so I just started doing a bunch of squiggles.
Yeah, it
No,
kind of.
yeah, there's some letters I just completely like capital G. I don't know how to do capital G in cursive
Yeah.
anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, some of them stick with me like S and stuff, but others is just like I don't remember.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure, like over time, my ability to even write my name in cursive has gone down. Like I think, like you said, I think I've just started like not caring as much. You know.
I also cannot read it. I can't read letters from family
No.
members that write in cursive.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's the same with many other
Probably.
young people
Yeah.
in our generation.
I don't know. I don't think it's as necessary, but we,
I would like to see it phased out.
yeah, we eradicate
Fuck.
all cursive. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone only writes in Braille.
They should be teaching kids like
Mhm.
instead of doing cursive, they should be teaching them how to like speak and write other languages, like
Like sign language.
like either
I think
sign language or
Sign
like
language is helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it
Cursive
depends
is
So,
on.
I think sign language would be more helpful than cursive, but in general, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
some other skill is a better use of their time. All right, we need one that we're gonna disagree on. I think we need.
I
think we need one.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn. We need to see some bloodshed.
Are you gonna edit out the pause that it takes
Nope.
for me
No.
to-
I'm gonna leave it all.
Oh wait, I know you do edit these.
I do,
videos,
yeah, I
right?
do. Yeah, I'll put like music over it.
Yeah, you'll put Pokemon.
I'll put Pokemon music over it. Yeah.
Oh, long distance relationships can work.
Ooh.
That's a controversial one.
Yeah. I've had this conversation before, and
Yeah.
well, what do you guys think?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I am against it.
I.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Oh.
go.
Are you against?
Oh,
it?
here we go.
I
Here
am.
we go.
Okay,
Well,
that's
I-
interesting.
It's not like I go out of my way to say, oh, long
Your
distance
relationship-
relationships
Yeah.
are ruining our generation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't personally partake.
Okay, I agree with that point. Like, I would not do a long distance relationship. I don't
Mhm.
think.
But what if you
But I
found
think
one
it
that
could work for other people.
Yeah.
It just can't work for me. That's my take on it. Because I've seen people where it does work for them. Like I know people
Okay.
in college that do it. Some of my friends like do long distance relationships.
What was the exact
It works
word
for
you
them.
Long
Can
distance
work.
relationships can work.
Okay.
I think eventually, at some point, you have to like see each other, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's gonna work out
definitely,
long.
yeah.
I think it depends on what you both consider to be a relationship. And for
Mhm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could go your entire life without seeing them, but like, what?
I
is
could not
that,
see
dude? What
myself
is that?
personally ever
No, I wouldn't do that.
being
No.
comfortable with that. You know what I
Absolutely
mean?
not.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that are in long distance relationships, I don't want to deny their truth and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
but I think a lot of them are coping. I think a lot of them are just reinforcing themselves that the reality that they are in is the one they
Is
belong in.
What they want. Yeah.
Even though there might be something deep down telling them, this isn't right for me.
Yeah.
I can see that. Do you
Yeah,
think like a
but I
lot
don't
of them, they probably have like plans to meet up at some point, right? Like if
Totally.
they're serious about it.
I would
Totally.
hope so. Yeah.
And I feel like there probably are, like you're talking about, there's probably a lot of people who get in long distance relationships and like maybe they don't think it's gonna work out or like you said, they're coping.
Mhm.
So I can see that.
But I think there's also a lot of people that get into long distance relationships that like it's kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing. Like, oh yeah, like this is gonna really work out, and then it's like.
I think there's a higher chance of failure for a relationship with long distance for sure.
Yeah. I think long distance, it has to transition to a real, I guess not real in this instance, but you know what I mean, a traditional close distance
I think
relationship.
for the sake of longevity, I think that's smart. It can work out. I think a temporary thing could work out though.
Well, once it becomes a close traditional relationship, it's no longer a long distance relationship.
That's true. Yeah.
Because like keeping it long distance fails technically.
So right? I guess we all agree that like if you're
true.
keeping it long distance for the entire relationship, then it's not gonna work out. Because I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet there's a case out there. I bet there's a case of a 10-year virtual marriage.
Yeah. Well, I think especially like nowadays, like that's more accepted.
And some people want, I guess, like more or less like commitment too. I guess you have to take that into account. Like some people are like, I want to be around my partner all the time, and some people are like,
I just want to know that I have someone.
Yeah.
Sure.
Veganism and vegan food will one day be just as popular as their animal-based counterparts.
Not true.
I'm with you on that.
Absolutely not true.
No.
I think that's a good option.
It's good to have that option.
Options are nice.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy a nice veggie burger from now and then, but like
I don't think I've ever had a veggie burger.
No?
No.
All right.
In most instances I would just always pick a normal burger.
Me too.
Do you guys see like a future where like all of our meat is like lab grown and you have to
I do see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That is an unfortunate reality, but I've never thought about that possibility before.
Think about that while listening to your Pokemon music.
While I'm jamming out too.
That's awesome.
College is the best time in your life.
I think it depends on the person.
I think it does too. Like, because I've heard that a lot. I've heard people be like, oh yeah, college is going to be like the best time of your life.
I think it's sad to kind of like say that though, because like if you're not always trying to like be better or like have better experiences, then like what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I see it.
If you're leading a good life, it'll be hard to peak in college.
Yeah. But I have heard a lot of adults say that like, oh, I had so much fun in college, like it was the best time of my life.
I guess like it's just because you're in that like sweet spot where you're like an adult, but you're not as like caught up in the other responsibilities of adulthood quite yet. And even if you are, like you still are in an environment where you're like around other young people.
I think that perception comes from like, because everything is new, right? Because like you're still experiencing everything as a young adult, so like every experience that you have is like gonna be a new experience. I don't think that makes it the best time in your life.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely had some good times during college, but like I would hope that it just gets better from here on out.
Same. Yeah, for sure.
My college years have come and gone. It usually starts for most people at like age 18, right?
Yeah, I'd say like most people it's right out of high school, right? But obviously some people will go years down the line.
And I mean, it's foreseeable that this isn't the best part of my life, you know what I mean? It's foreseeable that life will get a lot better than it has been. Not that it's been like bad or anything, but I see avenues for growth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like a short-sighted statement, I think.
Yeah. There's like this essence of like you're kind of just like giving up. You're like, well, that's just where my life is the best. You know what I mean? And maybe it's not always easy to like get to a place where it's like better, but I think like you have to like have that aspiration. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I guess my college life was just the best. Like it won't get any better than that. You gotta like keep pushing ahead. You know what I mean?
A grizzly bear would win in a fight against a gorilla.
That is like Aidan approved.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Approved.
I've seen videos about this.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of like a popular topic on the internet. The two powerhouse mammals.
Wait, what are they? Grizzly bear and what?
A gorilla.
A gorilla. Okay.
I'm of the opinion that a grizzly bear would thrash a gorilla.
A gorilla? I think I agree with you, but what is your backup?
I think gorillas just can't really do much. I mean, they look scary, and in theory, they can bench press 3,000 pounds, which is pretty incredible, but like they can't, they're not like King Kong. You know what I mean? They can't like box. They can't like fight.
Have you seen videos of gorillas fighting each other though?
Yes.
Because there are some terrifying shit. Like that. If you were caught in the middle of that, you would be dead.
But have you
I don't
seen
doubt that
videos
if
of
we were
bears
caught in the
fighting
middle,
each
yeah.
I have. I think it would be close. I don't know. So you're leaning towards the bear though.
Yeah.
My argument is that I think bears are more wild than gorillas, like by nature, because gorillas are closer to like us. You know what I mean? Like biologically. And so I think bears have that more like primitive nature. That's kind of what I
guess so, but like
thought process.
But we're saying that they're like bitter rivals. Like they're fighting to the death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like in that case, like yes, I think that gorillas are a little more like passive, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in this scenario where they're both fighting, I don't know if that counts as much, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
They're trying to beat the shit out of each other. I'm almost more inclined to say the gorilla because I think a gorilla punch, because what bears, they have claws, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like those are deadly.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's as deadly as like a gorilla punch. Like, because if the gorilla punched the bear in a certain way, I feel like it would just knock out the bear.
Do you think that a gorilla punch is deadlier than a shotgun?
A shotgun?
Because bears survive shotguns. They survive bullets. They survive stabbing.
Because bears are
Those
Dude,
dudes will
gorillas?
eat out of a hive. They'll eat honey out of
And
a
get
hive.
stung
And the
1,000
bees
times.
They're literally like,
fucking swarming them.
that would kill a gorilla.
That's a good
I think
point,
all
yeah.
those bees would kill a gorilla.
Here's the thing, I almost think
And
that
bears just do
gorillas
it.
have the better offense, but I think you're right. I think bears have the better defense.
I think bears, their claws are crazy. Their fangs, their jaws, also crazy, and they're very dexterous with their
yeah.
Gorillas are also dexterous, obviously,
Yeah.
but I think the bear would just shrug whatever the gorillas got off.
You kind of convinced me.
I think the
I was on
gorilla.
the gorilla side, but I'm on the bear side.
Yeah, bear side.
Bear side.
dude.
Let's go.
I'll say this: I think the gorilla would put up a fight, but in the end, I think the bear would win.
I think the gorilla can push the grizzly bear around, but if they're fighting,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think like the grizzly bear will just tear through it.
Okay.
It's got a lot of sharp appendages.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys then. Would you rather fight a gorilla or a bear?
Probably gorilla.
I'm thinking about a certain scene from a movie called The Revenant.
Oh yeah,
And
that scene's
I've not
gnarly.
seen that.
I don't know. I mean, I think you could actually kill a gorilla. Like, I don't think you can kill a bear without a weapon.
I don't know if you could kill a gorilla.
I think the
I
chance,
disagree.
like, I think actually you're right, but the chance is just higher than
I
on a
feel like
grizzly bear.
I don't know. This might be like maybe I'm stupid for this, but I feel like I'm more scared of a gorilla coming at me than a bear. That might be a hot take.
I think if a gorilla came at me, I think I would laugh.
I think
You would laugh.
Yeah, the gorilla would be like,
I
would just be like-
scared. I'd be terrified.
I would be afraid.
but if a bear came at me, I'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
That's just me personally.
yeah. Bears are freaky.
My tactic would just be to run.
Freaky,
right?
you say.
We're not doing this. we can't do this.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Anyway, what do you want to say, Donovan?
I was gonna say my tactic would just be to run. Again, this.
But you're not fighting.
This
it.
might be stupid, but I feel like
Yeah.
I have better chances running from a bear than a gorilla.
I'm sorry, man.
No.
Bears
Yeah.
run about as fast as cars go on
Yeah.
neighborhood highways. But
Oh,
so
man.
do gorillas. Gorillas move fast
Either
as
way,
hell.
You know what?
Like,
I think we
Either
need to
way.
do. I
Either
think we
way,
need to
yeah.
go on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and set Donkey Kong against Banjo Kazooie,
Yeah.
and then that's how we'll figure out.
Is
the
that the
real-
only bear character?
I think so. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the only bear.
Of the 3 meals, breakfast is the best.
I would say no.
I would say yes.
Really,
I would also say no. I like dinner.
I like dinner too.
Or defend breakfast.
I'm a dinner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm a dinner enjoyer.
I enjoy dinner from time to time.
Yeah, I'm a.
Being in college, I feel like I've had so many like early classes where I just skip breakfast altogether.
Same.
And I'm fine. But if I go without dinner, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need dinner. But I can go for breakfast.
Yeah.
I also skip breakfast most days.
Wow.
Well, I don't skip dinner. I would skip breakfast before I skip dinner.
Interesting.
But pancakes, dude.
Is that your main?
Yeah.
Your main argument is pancakes.
I'm a big.
That's a good argument.
But you can have
It
pancakes
is a
for
good
dinner.
argument.
But
And you're like, holy shit!
it doesn't hit the same.
I never considered that.
it's a breakfast food.
I know,
Oh.
but yeah.
Going to like a pancake place, like in the morning, like on a Sunday, is like one of the best.
It kind of
experiences.
slaps, yeah.
Hot syrup.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
hot syrup.
I'm a sausage soldier
Sausage soldier.
of breakfast sausage links.
Okay. There's some good
Dude,
shit.
have you been to IHOP ever?
Yeah.
Dude, they give you sausage with your pancakes, and I think you get like eggs too or something.
Usually I think. Yeah.
I'm a huge egg fan. I'm a huge
You're an egg enjoyer?
fan. Yeah.
Oh, sausage.
I'm a sausage
slurper.
soldier.
A sausage soldier.
Slurpers? Do not say sausage slurper.
I'm a pancake predator.
That rocks.
Glizzy gobbler.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There are very few breakfast foods I don't like. And there are some dinner foods I'm not a big fan of, but the idea of eating pancakes with a side of sausage links, they gotta be good pancakes. Like, I'm talking
for sure.
IHOP ass pancakes.
Sure.
Hot syrup, butter, dude, like, nothing makes me more excited to eat than that thought.
That's all good foods, all really good foods. I will agree with you on that. Like, yeah.
My argument for dinner is just like the variety of it, because I feel like there's more variety in dinner that you can get in breakfast. Which isn't necessarily
also
true.
eat like breakfast for every meal. Like I could have pancakes every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think our kind of perceptions of breakfast are different because I think you're focusing on like the food and I think we're focusing on the time.
Unless we're going to like out for breakfast, I'm never like really that excited to eat breakfast. It's usually like a bowl of cereal or like eggs. And I'm never like jazzed about it. It's like whatever, I just gotta
A lot of times I'll wake up and I won't really want to eat.
But I'm always excited for dinner.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch though.
I do like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's good.
It's good. It's very sweet.
It's no pancakes.
It's good. That's true. Pancakes though? Yeah.
That's true.
For the sake of the card, I'm gonna say out of the 3 like main meal options, it's not the best, but I do really like breakfast.
Alright.
Personally. Yeah.
Should we do one more round?
Yeah, let's do one more round. I would rather know when I die than how I die.
No, I'd just like to know how I die.
No, I think I'd rather know when. And I'll tell you why. If I knew how, then I would be constantly wanting to avoid anything relating to that. You know what I mean? And then I would be on edge all the time.
But if you know when,
then it's just like you have a timer and it's like, okay, I need to use my time.
I think that's worse for me.
I think so too.
Knowing when?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
really?
especially approaching
know.
like the last like 3 months. Like when you get that would be such like agonizing headspace.
I agree with
when
you.
You reach the last trimester before your death.
Yeah.
Like you got 3 months left.
But like what if you knew how you died and it was like falling down a manhole? I'm never going I can't go to anywhere with a manhole, yeah. Or like Donavan will stab you. I never want to hang out with you again.
That's true.
I feel like it would turn into some like Macbeth shit, where like you get the prophecy and then you avoid it the whole time. Like if you figure out you're gonna die by drowning, and you just like never touch a body of water for the rest of your life. But then one day you're like, man, screw it. One time wouldn't hurt. And that's and you drown that one time.
Like either way, I feel like it's gonna drive you a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both ways would suck.
It's always gonna
if
suck.
If you had to know one or the other, that would suck. Just to be different, I'm gonna say I'd rather know when, because then that would just give me incentive to make the most of my time instead of just feeling like I had infinite time. You know.
I think you're wrong.
That's fine. You can think I'm wrong.
I also think you're wrong.
All right.
2 against 1.
I feel a little attacked right now, guys. Like I feel like this is my video. You guys are coming on my video and telling me I'm wrong. This is a little.
Beards make men more attractive. I'm looking at you, Antonio.
Am I the standard for beards?
You're the certified beard grower.
Oh shit.
Because you can grow that shit like this.
I would say it depends on the man. I think some men are very attractive even without beards.
I think it depends on the guy, for sure. There's a lot of times guys will have a really big, nice beard, and they'll go ahead and shave it, and then their chin is like tucked into their neck. Which, I mean, you know, I don't think that's a particularly attractive facial trait that guys have.
No.
And without a beard, not the coolest.
Nothing to hide that, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I mean, yeah, it's entirely subjective, but I wouldn't say that they make men more attractive.
I think it can.
I think it can.
But I think it also depends on the person.
So we all came to that consensus. It depends on the person. We've all said that at some point.
Yes.
But generally, like thinking generally, like.
Yeah. You know what? Just to generalize, I'm gonna say yes.
I think I agree.
However,
I was gonna say yes.
I would say no.
All right.
Really?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Newborn babies shouldn't be allowed on planes.
You know that the person that wrote that card was like, fucking baby that kept me up.
Have either of you ever been on a plane ride that was like many hours and there's like a crying baby on it?
That was my last plane ride, actually.
Oh, really?
The most recent one I was on.
Yeah, it's not
it was
fun.
Quite miserable.
To the left of me.
Yeah.
I was in the middle seat, and there was a baby, and it would kick me a lot.
Oh, it was kicking you
kicking
too.
You. That's even worse.
Yeah, because I was only thinking about it crying. What did you do?
Was
you just take it?
No, I just kind of like tried to
kind of
over.
Was the parent like sorry, or did they just not?
She was like unconscious. She was very not. She wasn't unconscious. She was just like she was going through it. I could tell she had had a rough time as of late. So
she was unconscious because you knocked her out because you were like, your baby is freaking loud.
Yeah.
But in general, no, I don't think babies should.
Oh.
No, I mean, I think they should be allowed on planes.
Okay.
I think there's ways that you can deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're only on a flight for a few hours.
What do you think, Anthony? Do you hate babies? Do you hate babies?
I might be a little bit of a baby hater.
Do you think that they should be allowed? Okay.
No, I think they should be allowed.
I think a lot of people just need more patience.
Yeah.
I think it's certainly not an ideal situation, but you're only on the plane for a few hours. It is quite annoying, but like in reality, it's what? 0.001% of your life that you have to deal with crying babies on planes.
Uh-huh.
I just don't think it's a big deal.
Unless
I think a lot
you find
of
out that you're gonna die on a plane.
I didn't expect this.